nervous system dyan. We will not be talking about alcohol. Hindi kasama alcohol dyan. Masyado malo na yung alcohol. Sanay na kayo sa alcohol. CNS. CNS. Baka hindi nyo nadala yung kalahati ng CNS. Patay mo na siya. Baka hindi nyo nadala yung kalahati. Tama? Hindi nyo nadala, no? Sabi ko sa
I'll check.
Anong chapter ang nadala niya? Hindi niya nadala, no? O, yan naman. Kasi hinati nyo. Sabi ko, central nervous system na tayo. Ay, okay. Sige. So, after your autonomic nervous system, which is your peripheral nervous system, let us talk about your central nervous system pharmacology. Okay? Now, drugs that are used for the central nervous system have actually been discovered as early as the appearance of primitive humans. Okay? They probably don't know that they have discovered something that would give them enhanced well-being in their body, or a feeling of well-being. Okay? Because most of the drugs that are being given for the central nervous system, even with or without a prescription, is always used to increase one's sense of well-being. You'd like to feel good. Okay? Kung kayo ay depressed, you'd like to feel good. If you are anxious, you'd like to feel good. So everything should be good. Okay? Even pagtulog nyo, you'd like to be good also. Okay? Now, the mechanisms of the various drugs that are used for the central nervous system, some of them have already been elucidated as far as their function or mechanism of action, but some are still not fully understood. Okay? And again, your central nervous system medications would include your drugs that will treat neurologic and psychiatric conditions, drugs that will relieve pain, drugs that will suppress nausea and therefore prevent vomiting, and of course, drugs that will reduce fever. Okay? These are normally the drugs that are included in your central nervous system. Okay? Now, one thing about the central nervous system is that it's very difficult to study the brain, because nobody would donate their own brains to be studied upon. Hindi nyo pwedeng buksan yung buo nyo at ipa-study nyo sa scientist. That's not going to happen. Probably it happened during the time of Hitler, but it will not happen now. Okay? So the only way for you to study your brain is for you to study other drugs that probably have an effect on the brain, and you would elucidate these effects based on very good scientific guess. Of course, you have the armamentarium of radiology, wherein you can see inside the central nervous system using your CT scan or even MRI. So if you're going to use chemicals to trace whatever happens to you during the time of sleep or awake cycles, or even having a disease, a brain or a psychiatric illness or neurologic illness, you can probably see certain features of your brain that is probably a signal or probably a signature to certain diseases. Okay? Now, if you're talking about the central nervous system in relation to your autonomic nervous system, your central nervous system still uses the same way of transmitting information. Okay? And that is by synaptic transmission. Kailangan nyo pa rin ng synapses. You still need connections inside your brain, and these synapses, of course, without their following receptors. Now, the movement of transmission of the brain is normally modulated. Yung utak nyo, pagising kayo, nagpa-fire lagi yan. Pero pansinin nyo, even if your brain is firing all the time while you are awake, you don't go into seizures. That is what happens to patients with epilepsy. You have abnormal firing of your brain, producing abnormal movements of the body and probably loss of consciousness. But for people that are awake and do not have abnormal firing, nakakagulat na hindi kayo mukhang So again, synaptic transmission is still well placed as a nervous system anatomy. Okay? Another thing about the drugs used in central nervous system is that most of them are being studied for, number one, controlling the firing of your brain, controlling how your brain fires or how it transmits messages. Second, it also takes care of certain things or mechanisms in your brain, such as memory. Okay, and of course, one other thing that is still not discovered yet is how to reduce or to prevent degenerative diseases from occurring in the brain. Okay. Thirdly, your CNS drugs that are already in place, okay, are actually the ones that are used by scientists to unravel the different actions of the drug and all other drugs regarding its mechanism of action. Because sometimes you can accidentally tell or you can accidentally hypothesize the action of the drug based on the effect that it does on your body. Now, a very important two sets of drugs that can actually trigger one disease after another, or one disease, if you overdose, if you underdose, it's another disease, okay? And this is secondary to changes in your neurotransmitters, acetylcholine and dopamine, okay? For you to move properly and smoothly, there are two neurotransmitters that work in balance, and that is acetylcholine and dopamine. If you have low dopamine levels and you have a lot of acetylcholine, you have now a disease known as Parkinson's disease. You have an excited acetylcholine producing the firing, but there is no inhibitory dopamine that would prevent you from doing the reaction or balancing the movement. If you reverse and you have more dopamine and less acetylcholine, you now go into psychiatric illnesses or schizophrenia. Okay? So pag nag-treat kayo ng Parkinson's, you'd like to treat your Parkinson's by adding more dopamine. But in the process, some of them would have psychotic symptoms. Baka magpakamatay yung mga pasyente nyo. Okay? At the same time, yung acetylcholine nyo naman, pag binabaan yung, pag tinaasan nyo naman yan, ay magkakaroon naman kayo ng tinatawag natin extrapyramidal symptoms or the Parkinson's-like symptoms. So there is now an hypothesis regarding the mechanisms of your drugs based on these two diseases. Okay? Now, the transmission or the signaling mechanism found in the brain is technically your ion-gated channels. Kilala niyo pa naman yung limang, di ba? Yung limang mechanisms. Tama? Cytokine, tyrosine kinase, G-protein, ion-gated channels, and your lipid-soluble drugs. Correct? Or si lipid-soluble agents. Okay? Now, in the brain, you have ion channels. Okay? Ion-gated channels. There are two types of ion-gated channels that you will see in the brain. One is a voltage-gated channel, and the other one is a ligand-gated channel. Okay? Iba yung dalawang yun, ha? Pareho silang channel, pero the mechanism of opening and closing the channel is based on its first name. Yung isa voltage-gated, yung isa ligand-gated. Pag sinabi yung voltage-gated, once there is a change in the voltages of your nervous system or your nervous cell membrane or your nerve cell membrane, your channel will open or close. Your ligand-gated channels are those wherein the channel itself is the receptor. So if you have a substance that can interact with the receptor itself, it is the one that can open and close the receptor. That is a voltage-gated and a ligand-gated channel. Okay ba yan, ha? Okay. Your voltage-gated channels are the slow-reacting channels. Okay. The two basic voltage-gated channels in your brain is your calcium channels, okay, your calcium channels and your potassium channels. They produce a slower reaction to neuronal discharges. And that is why they're the ones that modulate your firing of the brain. your calcium, and your potassium. So, importante talaga ang electrolytes sa buhay nyo. Kaya dapat importante normal lahat ng electrolytes nyo. Pag hindi nag-normal ang electrolytes sa katawan, it can affect the brain and can produce no modulation of transmission. Your ligand-gated channels, or what is known as your ionotropic receptors, are the fastest ones. These are the ones that will produce a faster transmission of messages. And these are technically your sodium channels. Okay? Kung hindi man, mas mabilis na. Now, if a G protein is associated with either a voltage-gated or an ligand-gated channels, this is the third type of receptor that you will find, and that is known as your metabotropic receptor. Kailangan may G protein na naka-associate dyan sa inyong receptor, or dyan sa iyong ion channels. Okay? If there is a G protein associated with the ion channel, it is known as a metabotropic receptor. The most metabotropic receptors normally associate themselves with voltage-gated channels, and that is your potassium and calcium channels. Okay? Naintindihan na? Okay. So, yung synapses nyo is the mechanism is the same as that of your autonomic nervous system. Okay? You need to produce the neurotransmitter. You need to transport the neurotransmitter inside the neuron or produce it inside the neuron. You need to store it. You need to what? You need to transfer it to the storage area. You need calcium. You need everything to release it. Eventually, it will go to the receptors. Okay? So, ganun naman yun. Now, in most cases, sabi ko nga sa inyo, the brain cannot fire all at the same time. Your brain has to be controlled of its firing. That is why the pathways of excitatory and inhibitory should always be present. So if you need an excitatory transmission, okay, these transmissions are the ones that handle your sodium channels and potassium channels. While your inhibitory neurotransmitter would be the one that would be responsible for either chloride channels or even potassium channels. Hyperpolarized state, di ba? Potassium and chloride. Ganyan. So EPS or excitatory neurotransmission versus inhibitory neurotransmission. So lagi magkasama yan. Okay? So pare-pareho din ang mechanism on how to control these neurotransmitters in your central nervous system. It might be presynaptic and it can also be postsynaptic. So wala nang pinagkaiba. Magkakaroon kayo ng action potential, magkakaroon kayo ng synthesis of transmitters, magkakaroon kayo ng storage, metabolism, release, reuptake, etc. etc. Nasa libro nyo lahat yan. Okay? And one of the mechanisms that is very important in the brain is actually the reuptake of your neurotransmission and degradation of your neurotransmitters. Okay? So, now, how are they able to identify? Actually, there are the neurotransmitters of your peripheral nervous system or autonomic nervous system may be quite a little bit different from that of your central nervous system. Okay? Now, how do they identify your neurotransmitters found in the central nervous system? Of course, they try this by what? By trying to aspirate or get some fluids in your brain so that they would know which neurotransmitters they were producing. Okay? You can start localizing them, you can aspirate, depending on ano. Tingnan nyo na lang yan. Okay? Or you can use a drug that will mimic the same neurotransmission and eventually produce your and hypothesize on the central neurotransmitters. Okay. Yung tatlo yan. Nakalaman ko sa libro nakalagay dyan. Localization, release, and synaptic mimicry. Andyan yan. Okay. So, what is the organization or the cellular organization of your brain? Paano magkakaroon ng, kung autonomic nyo, may organization, natural may organization din ang inyong central nervous system. Dalawa ang klase ng neuronal system sa inyong utak or even the spinal cord. The first one is your hierarchical system. Okay, hierarchical system. And the other one is your non-specific diffuse neuronal systems. Dalawa lang yan. That is the two basic categories of your neuronal system in the brain and the spinal cord. The hierarchical and your non-specific diffuse neuronal system. Let's start with the major organization or the major pathway of your brain transmission, and that is your hierarchical system. Okay? Your hierarchical. Okay. There are two hierarchical systems, or two components of the hierarchical systems. You have the relay or projection neuron, and you have your local circuit neurons. Okay. So, gawin natin, tingnan natin kung may display natin. Okay. Neuron. Your hierarchical system is the main pathway or the main highway by which your transmission passes through. Isipin nyo na lang EDSA. Or let's say, ano na lang. Sige, ano ba naman sa EDSA? MRT. Sige, MRT. So yung main pathway, yung walang traffic, MRT. Makakarating kayo on a specific time, from the time you start to the time you finish. Okay? Your relay projection neuron is the one that is the basic highway. Tuloy-tuloy lang yan. Okay? Tuloy-tuloy lang. The other system are your local circuit neurons. Your local circuit neurons are the peripheral parts of your relay projection neurons. Okay? Pag sinabi niyo projection or relay projection neurons, this is considered as the excitatory pathway of your brain. Okay, excitatory. Sabihin niya, tuloy-tuloy lang ang transmission. Fire! Fire! Fire lang yan. Tuloy-tuloy lang yan. And the major neurotransmitter of the relay projection neurons is what? Ano na kasi? Glutamate. Have you ever encountered glutamate as a neurotransmitter? Or have you encountered glutamate ever in your life? Have you encountered glutamate in your life? Naging boyfriend niyo naman siya? Naging girlfriend niyo naman? Have you encountered glutamate? Posible hindi niyo na-encounter ang glutamate. Sa bubuhay niyo, sigurado ko na-encounter niyo ang glutamate. Sino ang naka-encounter ng glutamate? So that means hindi kayo kumakain sa Chinese restaurant kung saan may bitchin. Ilan si bitchin? Ano ang generic ng bitchin? Monosodium glutamate. Kaya pag kayo kumain ng Chinese food, masarap ang pakiramdam nyo. Masarap din ang panlasa nyo kasi excitatory siya. Na-excite kayo. Okay? Glutamate is also found in foods that are savory or foods that will produce a mixture of all the taste in your taste buds. Okay? That is your neurotransmitters. The local circuit neurons are inhibitory in nature. Ibig sabihin yan, pag nag-fire yan, it will stop the transmission of your relay projection neuron. Stop. Pag nag-fire yan, yung local circuit neurons nyo, it will inhibit the transmission. That's why you don't get unwavering or unrelenting firing of the brain. Merong magpipigil at magpipigil sa kanya na hindi siya mag-fire tuloy-tuloy. Kasi pag nag-fire tuloy-tuloy yan, ang susunod nyo makikita ay pasyente yung nag-epilepsy sa araw nyo. But because you have local circuit neurons, These will prevent you from firing or making your relay projection fire continuously and incessantly. Okay? Now, what are the neurotransmitters that are found in your locus circuit neurons? Dalawa yan. Dalawa ang inhibitory neurotransmitters nyo sa locus circuit neuron. One is glycine, and the other one is GABA. Glycine receptors and GABA receptors. Okay? So, tatlo lang yan, di ba? O tatlong neurotransmitter yan. Glutamate receptors, GABA receptors, glycine receptors. So, pag nagkaroon kayo ng gamot that will enhance glycine and GABA, titigil ang firing ng utak nyo. Makatulog kayo bigla. Pag sinimulate nyo ang glutamate, maka-hyper kayo. Baka mag-convulsion kayo bigla. Or, kung gusto nyo tigilin ang convulsion, tigilan nyo ang glutamate receptors. Buha? Buha. Your local circuit neurons can either produce a forward feedback pathway or a recurrent or a recurrent feedback pathway. Pwede yan feed forward or reverse forward or reverse pathway. But other than that, it is considered inhibitory. Okay, na lang yan. Okay, so these are the three neurotransmitters of your hierarchical system. Okay, that's the relay projection as well as your local circuit neurons. The other neuronal system in your body are your non-specific diffuse neuronal systems. Ibig sabihin nito, there are certain areas of your brain that is producing these neurotransmitters. And what are these? What are these neurotransmitters? You have already learned them since autonomic. Norepinephrine, acetylcholine, dopamine, serotonin. These areas of your brain, some areas of your brain, or specialized areas of your brain, produce certain neurotransmitters that is needed for their functioning. Okay? So, punta muna tayo dito sa glutamate at glycine. Your neurotransmitters, all three of these of your neurotransmitters are considered amino acids. Hindi mo napansin. Amino acids lang yan. Okay? Your neutral amino acid is glycine and GABA, while glutamate is an acidic amino acid. Okay? All of these neurotransmitters are very high in concentrations in your central nervous system. Okay? So it's important that each of them would have to control each one's firing in order for you to modulate properly the transmission of messages in your brain. Okay? So your neutral amino acids are technically inhibitory. So glycine and GABA. Glycine receptors are mostly found in your spinal cord. There are a lot of glycine receptors in your spinal cord. Okay? In your brain, you probably have a lot of GABA receptors as well. In GABA receptors, you have GABA A and GABA B. What is the mechanism of GABA A and GABA B that will prevent a neuron transmission? GABA A is controlling chloride channels. They open chloride channels. Ano sinabi ko, pag nagbubukas kayo ng chloride channel, bago may bubukas ng sodium channels, it also produces a hyperpolarized state. And again, a hyperpolarized state is an inhibitory transmission. GABA B, on the other hand, is a metabotropic receptor. Why? Because it's a G protein that controls your calcium and potassium channels. GABA B controls the intake or the entrance of calcium into your neuron. It prevents it from entering your cell or your neuron. Potassium is opened by GABA B. So again, it produces a what? Hyperpolarized state. So GABA A and GABA B. Okay? So lahat yan is present in both development of brain as well as spinal cord. Your glutamate, on the other hand, is a very strong acidic amino acid that is basically excitatory. It can activate both ionotropic receptors, excitatory, as well as metabotropic receptors. Now, your glutamate has 3 different named receptors. Kung glycine receptors. Kung gamma receptors. Pero ang glutamate mo, 3 ang klase ng receptors that will stimulate your relay projection neurons. Okay, ano tong 3 ito? Okay. So, kung magbabasa kayo ng mga gamot para sa epilepsy, ito ang mga receptors na binablock natin. Posibleng i-block natin para hindi kayo mag-fire. Okay? Ka receptors, AMPA receptors, and NMDA receptors. Ka is known as your kainic acid receptors. NMDA, or AMPA is your alpha amino hydroxy methyldisoxazole 4-propionate. And your NMDA is your N-methyl D-aspartate receptor. All of these 3 are excitatory as receptors that will be stimulated by glutamate. Okay? AMPA and Ka open sodium and potassium channels. Okay? Your NMDA also opens sodium, potassium, and calcium channels. Okay? That is why it is excitatory. Okay? So, your remaining neurotransmitters nyo, maliban dito sa 3 ito, would of course be your what? Your other neurotransmitters that are found at the back of your book. The different neurotransmitters, acetylcholine, your monoamines, which is your dopamine, your norepinephrine, your serotonin. Maraming mga sakit ang nangyayari dahil kulang kayo sa mga neurotransmitters na to. There is a deficiency in neurotransmitters, or sometimes there's an excess of neurotransmitters. Okay? So, ang importante dyan would be again your serotonin, your acetylcholine, your dopamine, etc., etc. You can also have even nitric oxide or your cannabinoid receptors. Okay? So that is your central nervous system. Diba? So that is your central nervous system. Yeah. Para maintindihan nyo ang central nervous system, pumunta tayo din sa unang chapter ng section na yan. 6:30 minutes pa naman. Para mapaaga, kasi mawawala ako sa inyo ng 2 linggo. Kaya mag-a-advance lecture tayo. Okay. So ano yung unang nakalagay na ano? Sumunod na chapter din sa central nervous system nyo? Sedative hypnotics. Diba? Sedative hypnotic drugs. Okay? Sedative hypnotic drugs. Sige. Kasi ito naman yung pinaka-abu. Sigurado ko dito, mga 80% dito is abusing sedative hypnotics. Okay. So let's go to one of the most used or sometimes abused central nervous system drugs, and this is sedative hypnotic. Sedative has a different effect, and hypnotic has a different effect. But since they only differ by one parameter, pinagsama na siya sa isang section. And what do you think is the parameter? Why these two are put together as drugs? Because they're the same set of drugs anyway. At least almost, not all. They're practically, almost all of them are the same. Sedative, hypnotic. What is a sedative drug? And what is a hypnotic drug? Anyone? Pag pag may nagwawala, sabi na, sedate mo yan. Ano ibig sabihin ng sedative versus hypnotic? Anyone? Yes, sige na nga, ako naman. Pag sedative drug, it is also known as an anxiolytic drug. Anxiolytic. So that means it lyses anxiety. Kilala niyo si anxiety, di ba? Nanood ba kayo ng pelikulang cartoon, Chumorba Chumorba? Correct? O si anxiety. So si anxiety ay ilalize mo. So it is an anxiolytic agent. It is a sedative agent. Okay? It's supposed to produce a calming effect. Kung kilala na ng bata nung panahon niya ang isang sedative drug, bakit hindi na siya nagkaroon ng anxiety sa pelikula? Okay? So that means if you are only calming down a patient using a sedative drug, the depression on your brain is not as much. Hindi ganun ka-depressed ang functioning ng utak nyo. Kasi nakalma lang kayo. Okay? Yung hypnotic drug is a drug that produces drowsiness and promotes sleep. Okay? It's supposed to promote sleep and probably maintain sleep for a patient. Pag kayo ay pinatulog ng isang droga, that means it produces a more profound depression on the function of your brain. So yung utak nyo, pag gising, alive. Pag dinipress nyo, either tulog kayo or comatose kayo. Alive, di ba? Wake cycle naman, sleep-wake cycle naman. So if you are given a hypnotic drug, that means you're probably going to have a more profound depression on the function of the brain. So why did I say that these drugs are practically the same, but they only differ in one parameter? And what parameter is this? The parameter is dose. Ang sedative at hypnotic drug ay isa lang. Pag binigyan kita na kalahating tableta ng isang sedative hypnotic drug, baka kumalma ka lang. Pero kung binigay ko sa iyo yung buong tableta at tinagdagan mo pa isang tableta, tulog ka na. Tama? And your sedative hypnotic drug actually exemplifies what is known as a graded dose-dependent drug. It is a graded dose-dependent. Sige, dito tayo sa ano. Okay? So this is the dose, hopefully, the effect. So habang tumataas ang dose nyo, paakyat na paakyat din yung effect. Hanggang sa ma-depress na yung utak at mamatay kayo. Pag na-depress yung utak nyo, wala na tayong magagawa. Okay? You depress, the higher the dose of your drug, the more depressed your brain becomes. Okay? Ang sedative nyo, kalmado pa kayo, gising pa kayo niyan. Pero pag pinigyan na kita ng hypnotic drug, or dinagdagan ko na yung dose ng sedative drug mo, tulog ka na. Pag dinagdagan mo pa yan, mas lalo kang tulog. Okay? Normally, your old sedative hypnotic drugs produces a linear relationship with the drug. So habang tumataas, mas nadidepress ang utak nyo at may posibilidad na pwede kayo mamatay. Okay, pag na-depress ang utak nyo, kumatos kayo. Tandaan nyo, ang utak nyo ang nagko-control ng functioning ng iba nyong katawan. So pag na-depress yan, number one na titigil ay ang paghinga nyo. Pag hindi kayo huminga, kahit tumitibok pa ang puso nyo, wala na rin oxygen na umiinit sa katawan nyo. Okay, mamamatay kayo. Okay. Noong panahon, your sedative hypnotics can be used for patients that are undergoing surgery. Pwede siyang gamitin dyan anesthesia. Pag pinatulog kayo, wala kayo mararamdaman pain kasi tulog kayo, depressed ang utak nyo. Okay? But of course, the newer sedative hypnotics actually has a deviation. Why deviation? Ang new sedative hypnotic nyo may plateau. Kahit gaano kataas mo pa ilagay ang dose, the effect will be the same. And it does not produce that much depression on the brain. So I will give you an example of this one, which is the older one. And it's actually used by a lot of you. I think 80% to as much as probably 90% of you have taken this sedative hypnotic so frequently. And you call this as? So, ang number one, alasinggero pala dito ay si Sally. Oo, pinokay na siya ng mga kaklase niya. Nung sinabi kong alcohol, gumanon lahat ng kanyang kaklase. Tumingin lahat sa kanya. Parang buong barrel yata ng beer ang kanyang iniinom. Diba? Kung kayo ay magpe-perform, let's say, the entire pharmacology 1 class will perform in the next Christmas show in Perpetual. Sigurado ko, bago kayo mag-perform, let's give you 1 shot of tequila. That will calm you down. Kaya, nasobra na napasarap, nakainom ng 5 shot ng tequila. Hindi mo na mapapasayo yan kasi tulog na ang pasyente nyo. That is your sedative hypnotic. Ang kasama na ng alcohol nyo, sa sedative hypnotic, kaya ang alcohol, pwede kayo mamatay. Madidepress ang utak nyo. You will go into consciousness or even comatose because of alcohol. Hindi ka pa naman naman, di ba, Nisale? Hindi ka pa naman gumagapang sa daan o ay, alam ko na, ang first boyfriend mo sigurado kilala ko. Itawag lang si pangalang Ino Joro. Si Ino? Mamaya patayin mo na si Maramo. Pwede na natin pakita yung kanyang katawang saksa, puro saksa. Okay? So your barbiturates and your alcohol produces a linear relationship with the dose and the effect of sedative hypnotic. But the newer sedative hypnotic does not have that, and it produces a plateau. And the most common family of sedative hypnotics that has this plateau is your benzodiazepines. Okay. And of course, there are newer ones that are also being abused. Okay. Okay. So your barbiturates are not as much used anymore, although except for one very important barbiturate that must be present in your emergency room card, and that is phenobarbital. Okay. But the other barbiturates have not been used anymore. Hindi na masyadong ginagamit. Phenobarbital na lang ang feeling ko nandyan sa emergency room card or nasa pharmacy. Okay? Most of your drugs right now for sedative hypnotics would be your benzodiazepines. So malalaman mo yung diazepine na yan, benzodiazepine kasi majority of them will carry the suffix epam, epam, epam. Ha? Epam. Huwag hindi lahat. Diazepam, lorazepam, detamethasone, oxazepam, ano ba mang pam? Lorazepam, epam, epam, epam. Triazolam, midazolam, alam. Okay? So, your benzodiazepines is one of the least, the more safer forms of sedative hypnotics. Okay? Now, there have been newer sedative hypnotics that, of course, produce the same effect as that of benzodiazepines. And two of the unique chemical structured sedative hypnotic is buspirone and zolpidem and saliflon. Okay? Buspirone. Hanapin nyo ito, ha? And zolpidem and saliflon. Kung meron naman kayo makikita sa pharmacy, nabibigyan kayo ng literature, would be zolpidem. Why? Because zolpidem is none other than Stilnox. Okay? Your buspirone is different from the conventional anxiolytic drug. Buspirone is just a sedative drug. Wala siyang hypnotic effect. Hindi ka makakatulog sa buspirone. Ang zolpidem at saliflon are not sedative drugs. They're basically hypnotic drugs. Patutulogin kayo niya. Okay? So, tignan nyo na lang yan. Now, a lot of other drugs, not only your basic sedative hypnotics drugs such as barbiturates, alcohol, and benzodiazepine, carry a sedative effect. Marami sa mga central nervous system drugs nyo have sedative effects. One of them would be antipsychotic drugs. Okay? Yung mga treatment for schizophrenia, tutulog ang mga pasyente nyo. Antidepressant drugs, even if you're happy, it will actually make you go to sleep kasi nga hindi ka nakakatulog pag depressed kayo, diba? And of course, your very famous antihistamine. Your antihistamine, if ever it penetrates your blood-brain barrier, can produce sedative effects. Okay? Particularly your H1 first generation antihistamine. Not your second generation H1. Okay? So yung mga pinapainom sa inyo na cough and colds na may antihistamine na first generation, automatic may drowsiness yun. So huwag kayo maniniwala sa mga cough and colds na sinabing no drowse. So tingin nyo, may first generation, huwag ka maniniwala. Now, what would be the characteristic of your sedative hypnotics as a central nervous system drug? Number one is, of course, its lipophilicity. Why lipophilicity? Lipophilicity because it needs to be lipid soluble to be able to enter the blood-brain barrier. Okay? So, kailangan makapasok yan. So, yung alcohol nyo, your barbiturates and benzodiazepines all have a very nice lipid solubility in blood that can easily enter. Okay? Pag binigyan kayo niyan, tulog na kayo niyan. Kung hindi man kalmado kayo. Okay? A lot of your sedative hypnotics are metabolized in the liver and of course excreted to your urine. Now there is one peculiarity with your sedative hypnotics, particularly benzodiazepines. Benzodiazepines. Because some benzodiazepines, when they are metabolized, become even stronger metabolites. One of the most famous example for a benzodiazepine that has a very active metabolite is diazepam. What is the brand name of diazepam? The original brand name? It is Valium. Valium, when taken, can normally last you for around 5-6 hours, even 8 hours. But because of its active metabolite, you have a diazepam that will even last you for the entire day. Okay? The metabolites are very pharmacologically active and they have long half-lives. Kaya mahirap mag-inom ng Valium. Although, favorito ko ang Valium sa mga pasyente ko. Okay? Kasi nakapagsabi sila ng katotohanan at katotohanan lang. Okay? Kaya huwag kayo magpaparas pa sa akin. Marami akong sikreto na lalakad sa inyo. Okay? Now, for excretion of your sedative hypnotics or your benzodiazepines or even sedative hypnotics, it is always excreted through the urinary system. You can increase the rate of excretion of your sedative hypnotics by alkalinizing your urine. So, you're ready now to alkalinize your urine, ha? Alam na, kung sabihin niya. Okay? So, you can alkalinize your urine because most of them are weak acids anyway. So, you can alkalinize them and eventually excrete them faster in your patients. Now, when you give your sedative hypnotics, make sure that you see the profile of your patients. Okay? Old patients and very young patients should not be taking this drug, or else they would have a longer effect on the patients. Patients with hepatic problems are also prohibited or discouraged from taking your sedative hypnotics. Okay? So what is the mechanism of action of your benzodiazepines and your barbiturates? Okay? Their activity is on GABA-A. GABA-A. So what is GABA-A again? It's supposed to open chloride channels, which is part of your local circuit neurons. So it inhibits the transmission of your relay projection neurons and probably puts you to sleep. Okay, GABA. GABA is the receptor that is being affected by your benzodiazepines. Puro GABA yan. That's why GABA, your benzodiazepine or barbiturates are also known as GABA mimetics, or they mimic the effect of GABA aminobutyric acid. Okay? And your GABA receptors are plentiful in one channel. Okay? Maraming klaseng GABA niyan. Kaya, although sabi nga nila, your benzodiazepines, even if they are affecting a lot of your receptors in the ion channels, it is actually one of the more safest drugs. Okay? Kasi your benzodiazepines are more specific for certain GABA receptors compared to barbiturates. So barbiturates lahat yata pwede nyo anuhin. Okay? So naintindihan na? Okay. So what would be the indication for the use of sedative hypnotics? Okay? What would be the indication for the use of sedative hypnotics? Natural, gusto mo makalm yung isang tao. At tandaan nyo nga pala, you cannot use these drugs for long periods of time. Okay? Kung hindi, antik-antik na kayo dito. Okay? So, the different effects of your sedative hypnotics would of course be 1, sedation or calming effect. 2 would be hypnosis. 3rd, it is also used for anesthesia or pre-anesthetic drugs. It can also be used as an anticonvulsant. One of your very famous anticonvulsant, which is found normally in the E-card, and is the drug of choice for convulsion, is 2. It is diazepam and lorazepam. Lorazepam has a very notorious brand name, and that is Ativan. Kailan yung si Ativan? Ativan Gam. Tignan nyo lang sa ano nyo, sa Google nyo. Hanapin nyo si Ativan Gam. Ativan Gam, lalagyan ng pag-inumin nyo ng lorazepam. Tulog kayo. Okay? It is also used as a muscle relaxant. Okay? So, when you're given as a sedative dose, a low dose, okay, it should only relieve you of your anxiety. Okay? But it will not put you to sleep. Pero pag ininom nyo na yung buong tableta, tulog kayo. Kaya dahan-dahan kayo ininom ng mga benzodiazepine. Even 1/4 alone can sedate you. And even 1/4 can actually put you to sleep. Okay? Now, one of the other indication for the use of sedative hypnotic are people that have problems sleeping. May problema matulog. Nakainom na ba kayo ng sedative hypnotic sa buong buhay nyo kasi hindi pa kayo nakakatulog? Sino mahirap matulog dito? Sino may insomnia? Wala na po. Walang problema naman po. Gising, ano to? Nakakatulog lahat? Nakakatulog kayo lagi? Mabilis? Hindi. Ramdam ko hindi. Oo. Nung panahon namin, anyway, kung sa akin lang, madali ako sa makatulog eh. Actually, masa ako eh. Masa lang tulog na ako. Kaya, kawawa mga taong tatabi ko sa pag nag-trip kami abroad, huwag kayo tatabi kay Dr. Montesa kasi mauuna pa matulog yan. At pag natulog ako, banda ako. Okay. Orchestra pala, sorry. Hindi ba banda? Orchestra. So, hindi sila makatulog. Ang tawag nila pagkasama ako matulog sa isang dormitory, niyan, the Panda Night. Kaya kailangan mauna silang matulog bago ako matulog. Kaya nagpapapuwet ako ng konti, pero mabilis sila lang matulog. Anyway. So, Panda Night yun, pag-isip nila lahat, kumala sila panda. Pwede na mga eyebags nila. Anyway. Now, sabi ko nga, one indication for the use of sedative hypnotics is the person that cannot sleep. Okay, or has difficulty sleeping. Pagkakaproblema lang kayo sa pagtulog, pag ngayon pa lang sa edad nyo yan, ay pinipwersa nyo sarili nyo, gumising kung saan dapat tulog na ang katawan nyo. Okay? Pag sinabi ng katawan nyo, antok na ako ng 10, please follow your body. Pag dinify nyo yan at uminom kayo ng kape, kung maniwala ka, pagdating nyo ng edad ko, baka isumpaan nyo yung kape niyan. Hindi na kayo makatulog. Okay? Sa buong buhay ko, siguro, nabibilang ko lang ilang cups ng kape ngayon ko. So, wala pang 10 siguro. In my entire life, because I don't coffee. I don't drink coffee. Kaya masandal nga lang ako. Tulog na ako. Nung medicine, nung time ng medicine ako, ito na marami nakakaralin. Pag sinabi na katawan ko matulog, alas 10 pa lang tulog na ako. So tulog ako, pero gigising ako na maaga. The best way to study, or the best time to study actually, if you have not still discovered how to study properly, or study well, or study with a little trick, is to study early morning, 4 or 5 o'clock. Sleep early. Wake up at 4 or 5, mas maganda ang absorption ng utak nyo. Huwag niyong pilitin ang utak nyo mag-absorb kung alam niyang tulog ka na. Okay? Tama, di ba? Anyway, so pag dinify niyo yung physiology na yan, magbabackfire yan sa future niyo. Pag nag-backfire yan, kung kailan gusto niyo na matulog, hindi kayo papatulogin na katasaga. Sasabihin na kata, ay nako, Nung gusto kita patulogin, gising ka ng gising. Ngayon, gusto mo akong patulogin, ayaw ko nga, gising ako. Good luck na lang sa inyo. Kaya you should always keep your body's signals. Kasi kung hindi, wala talaga mangyayari dyan. Okay? Gusto nyo pa maging ano? Okay. Now, normally, your sedative hypnotic affects the stages of sleep. What are the different stages of sleep? Well, just as the most you have stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. I think I'm not mistaken. Okay? Stage 1 is known as your drowsy sleep. Pag drowsy sleep kayo, ibig sabihin yan, pasimula pa lang kayo matulog. Pero, yung diwa nyo, gising pa. Alam niyo pa yung nangyayari sa labas. Okay? And you will know that you're in stage 1 because you have the sudden jerk of your extremity. Mag-jerk bigla yung legs mo or yung kamay mo. Yan niya. Unless iba nag-jerk sa inyo. Okay? This is known as the hypnic jerk. Okay. So pagtapos yung stage 1, dapat pumunta na kayo agad sa stage 2. Ang stage nyo, nababawasan ang awareness nyo sa paligiran. That means tulog na kayo. Wala na kayong naalam sa nangyayari sa labas. And that is when you actually spend most of your time doing, which is stage 2. That is 50% or more than 50% of your time in stage 2. Your stage 3 is patapos na yan. Dyan kayo mapupunta sa nightmares, sweet dreams, terror, sleepwalking, sa pinakatulong part na sleep nyo. And your sleep is actually a cycle. Okay? You go into a cycle. If you have not studied sleep physiology, it is a cycle. It is actually a 90-minute cycle. Paulit-ulit yan. 90 minutes yan. Tulog nyo. Okay. Now, one thing about that 90-minute cycle is that you can actually use that 90-minute cycle if you want to do what is known as a power nap. Power nap is about the 90-minute cycle. Kaya minsan pag gumising kayo, pansinin nyo, you woke up in the wrong side of the bed because you did not finish the cycle. You finish the cycle, the first cycle until 90 minutes. So kung mag-alarm kayo, dapat in factors of 90 minutes. Okay, para matapos yung cycle. Kasi pag gumising kayo in the middle of your sleep cycle, ano yun? Di ba sabi nila, magbiro ka na sa lasing, huwag lang sa bagong gising. Okay? So, pag ginising nyo isang tao, nasa kalagitnaan ng sleep cycle, pagod yun. Masama na ang gising nun. Kaya kailangan nyo in 90-minute cycle. So, pag na 90-minute cycle kayo, maganda ang gising nyo. Kahit isang cycle lang na 90 minutes, paano kayo nakatulog ng maganda? That's what is known as the power nap. Okay? Now, what does your benzodiazepine, sobrang tayo sa what does your benzodiazepine do in order for you to get your sleep? Okay, so number 1 of your benzodiazepine is to what? Decrease stage 1. Kasi minsan yung stage 1 nyo, tagal na kayo nakaganyan, so makakina naman, hindi na mapapatuloy yung kapit-bahay ko. Nagkakaraoke pa. Siguro ba 30 minutes na kumakata ng my way, kasi di pa mapinapatayan. Di ba? Eh, sakatala pa naman yan. Ako, sumugunda pa yung kabilang kapit-bahay nag-birthday. So yung buong birthday, isang oras na, hindi ka pa nakakatapos sa stage 1 nyo. So your benzodiazepine, shorten stage 1. Para makatulog na kayo agad. Okay? Second, your benzodiazepine or your sedative hypnotic increases stage 2. So yung 50% nyo, lalaki to 60%, 70%, 80%. And the third is to decrease stage 3. Your stage 3 is your REM sleep. Ito yung nightmares nyo. So pag kayo ay naka-benzodiazepine, you should get less nightmares or less sleepwalking or less nagdadrive ng hubad sa sasakyan, ng tulog. Hindi pa kayo nanonood ng 911 sa Netflix. Nanonood kayo ng 911 sa Netflix. Okay, nag-ano siya, nag-drive, nag-sleep driving siya, nag-hubad. Kasi natutulog siya hubad. So nag-drive siya hanggang doon sa fire station, nag-hubad. Ganun niya alam na nag-drive siya. Di mo galing-galing, di ba? Kapag-drive ka ng gabi. Okay? So it decreases stage 3, and if there's a stage 4, it decreases that too. So in the end, you will get a good night's sleep if you get sedative hypnotic. Kaya kung nasobrang kayong nasanay kayo dyan, naku, maaati kayo sa kakainom na sedative hypnotic. So kung gusto nyo gawin yan, take either the less the adverse effect or side effect, which is the newer one, which is Solvidel, Stilnox, and Salipilon. Okay? Mas less ang kanyang hangover effect kaysa dun sa benzodiazepine. Okay? So, pag natulog, ang mangyayari niyan, kung iba-iba itong klaseng insomnia kasi ang insomnia is insomnia na hindi makasimula, pero pag sinimulan niya, tuloy-tuloy na. Okay, may problema kayo sa stage 1. Yung iba naman, mabilis sa stage 1, pero after 2 hours, gising na siya at hindi na siya makatulog. Okay? Yung stage 2 nyo, maisip. So, ano gagawin nyo? So, you now use depending on the duration of activity of your sedative hypnotic. Kung stage 1 lang ang problema nyo, then use a short-acting benzodiazepine. That will take care of stage 1. But if you are awakened in the middle of the night and cannot go back to sleep, then you take a longer-acting benzodiazepine. So it takes care of your period of wakiness. Okay. Ako kasi pag nag-gumising-gisan every 2 to 3 hours, pag balik ko sa kama, tuloy rin ako. Walang bilis-bilis ko lang talaga. Ano yun? Masa, ika na. Kahit nga sa aeroplano Hindi pa man tumatay-tumatay ko kung tulog na ako. Bigising ko, nandun pa kami sa airport. Nandun pa kami sa naiya, Anyway. So that is how you should use your hypnotic drugs. But again, as I said, you cannot take this for long periods of time. You need to do other things that would make you sleep better. Okay? Another use of your sedative hypnotic is that it can be used for anesthesia. Okay? I can use anesthesia for persons that raspain ko. Sedative hypnotic, tulog kayo. Okay? As long as I depress the function of your brain, hindi nyo na mararamdaman yung raspa ko. Of course, hindi na naman pwede sa CSU. Okay? So, anesthetic agents, which we'll also talk about in one of the central nervous system anesthesia. So, kasama yan. Anticonvulsant is also one important function or one important indication for the use of sedative hypnotics. Again, there are only very few drugs that are used as anticonvulsant for benzodiazepine. You have clonazepam, that's Rivotril. You have diazepam, which is Valium. You have lorazepam, which is Ativan. These are the only ones, of course, and the final one is phenobarbital. Ang phenobarbital niya, which is a barbiturate, is actually one of the anticonvulsant drugs that have been still used up to now. Yung mga bata gumagamit niya. Okay? Muscle relaxant, you can also use benzodiazepine para sedative agent. Okay? But again, if you overdose on them, your BP will fall, your brain function will fall, and you might die of a sedative hypnotic. Okay? You will go into circulatory collapse, and eventually you will die. Now, if you overdose on benzodiazepine, before you overdose on benzodiazepine, if you take your benzodiazepines or sedative hypnotics for prolonged periods of time, there is again the possibility of having tolerance. Okay? You can either have dependence, whether psychologic or physiologic dependence, and it can produce tolerance. Kaya pag imiinom na kayo, tapos tumataas ang dose nyo, baka nasobrahan na kayo ng dose, hindi na kayo gumising. Okay? At pag nasobrahan kayo ng benzodiazepine, there is an antidote to benzodiazepine, and that is flumazenil. Hindi kasama yan sa sagot ni mamaya sa quiz. So, flumazenil. Okay? So, at the most, there are also new, besides benzodiazepine, sabi ko may bago pang sedative hypnotic. Yung Saliflon nyo at yung Buspirone. Buspirone is mostly for what? Buspirone is mostly for sedative. Wala siyang hypnotic effect. Okay? Saliflon and Solvidem are the newer hypnotic drugs that has very little side effect. Okay? And you try them. Well, not try them. Okay, so read up on them. Any questions? Tapos sa sedative. Nakadalawang chapter na tayo. That will take care of my 1 week na wala ako sa inyo. May convention kasi ako. Gawaling ko yun. Prayer, answered prayer, di ba? Hindi. Iwan ako. Mas mahirap ang exam pag nakalabas. Okay, so the coverage for the entire finals is the CNS. The entire section of CNS. Except for, ilang nga yun dyan? Ilang nga yung table of contents? Except for, what ilang mo? Section 5? Except for alcohol, and drugs of abuse. 23 and 32 lang, hindi kasama dyan. The rest, kasama. So ang haba na, ilang topics yan. Parang siyam yan kaya. Good luck. Central nervous system. So kung hindi ko ma-lecture lahat yan, lalabas lahat yung siyam na yan. Okay? Any question? Saya, di ba? Gusto nyo na mag-sedative hypnotic ngayon? Assumption lang. Okay? Sige. There are no questions.